We are on Season 2 of Episode 11 on our journey to review every single episode of Tales from the Darkside. This one's called Effect and Cause. And get ready, because this one is about... there's this chick, she's a painter, and she, Okay, I don't exactly know what this episode is about. I'll read the tagline, and let's try to figure out this one together, because we're going to have to do a real deep dive for this one. This is a real cerebral episode. It's definitely not just a middling plot where they have no idea where they're going, and it comes off like a stage play where they just made up the script on the fly. It's definitely not what's happening. So artist Kate Collins is about to recycle her old canvases by painting over them because she thinks doing so is bad karma. She soon learns that she has the power to change reality. Wow, that tagline is way more riveting than this episode is. So she is a painter, that is true. But really what happens in this episode is there's a riveting scene where she gets a delivery that she didn't order. And this delivery guy brings her groceries. And then we see a scene where she opens up her refrigerator, and all of a sudden, fasten your seatbelts.
Skim milk, applesauce.
It sounds like one of my orders, but see, I'm not out of it.
Goat's cheese. Sorry, what'd you say?
The milk and the applesauce in the refrigerator just disappear right in front of her very eyes. Now, starting off, this seems like this might be an episode that we covered earlier that was much better, Slippage, where a man was also going through life, experiencing things, slip away from him, and disappear. His driver's license disappeared, his mother didn't recognize him, but that one at least had a coherent plot, and actually a pretty sad drama aspect to it, where he became disconnected from reality, and wasn't spending enough time with his family and friends, that these things just literally slipped away from him until he himself disappeared into the void. That one actually made sense, even if it wasn't the best production or acting. It had a coherent plot that was actually a pretty sad story. Effect and Cause does not have this. You start off thinking, okay, where you paint things and you can make other things disappear, or you paint a scene and it comes true in real life, or you erase something on the canvas and it erases it in real life. But really, this doesn't have much to do with painting. She sees her eggs and applesauce disappear, then she goes on a long rant that once again seems like it's off the top of their head. I don't know if someone wrote a script for this episode. Well, they did, but it doesn't seem like it. Where she tries to make a light come on and off. And she does this for a couple minutes.
David, how can you make something random happen? I mean, if you make it happen, then it's not random.
The examples they use of things going wrong are just very pedestrian. She answers a phone call that for some reason is coming from her fridge. She gets sprayed with water, tries to open the door, and it just kind of falls off. These are just not very riveting, exciting examples of this effect and cause of this painting she did earlier.
Oh my God.
And it ends with her falling down and there being an apparent gas leak. That's it. They might as well have destroyed the set. They sometimes do this in these episodes where they have a set and they just start having everything break and fall apart. They do that for a few minutes. That would have been better, but seeing her get sprayed with water, seeing applesauce disappear, seeing her clock go away and then come back, seeing her cup turn into another cup. It's like they chose the most boring examples of the effect and cause. So I don't usually give 2s and 3s, but this is a pretty bad episode. And it's between a 2 or a 3, but I think I'm going to give it a 2. There's not really any reason to watch Effect and Cause, and if you look at the reviews on this episode, most people give it around a 5. Alright, let's read some reviews. So this person gave it a 7 out of 10. Mixed bag with a very disturbing ending. As another commentator noted, the idea of effects preceding causes is only used a few times, mainly at the beginning and end of the episode. What really is happening is best explained by a theory the main character has midway through about how the universe is chaotic and random, and only humans give it order. And it seemed like she was going to get some awesome powers, but there was a gas leak, and her life was cut short. She couldn't solve world hunger. She couldn't give herself $1 billion. She apparently taps into the true nature of things by being a hardcore hippie of sorts. It's interesting, but muddled. Keyword, muddled. However, the ending is very disturbing, not really, and worth seeing for that reason alone. If you want to watch the real classic Darkside episodes, go with the Grither episode, not there yet. The one Stephen King wrote about a phone call, not there yet. Or my all-time favorite, the truly scary Ursa Minor. Oh, there we go. We covered that one last time with a killer teddy bear. Zinc Oxide and You. This episode reminds me of that segment of Kentucky Fried Movie. Some people describe this as a comedy, but there's nothing funny about it. The hapless character gets in over her head and comes to a bad end. She's a little flaky, but doesn't deserve her bad end. She learns nothing. She doesn't get a second chance to turn her life around. She just dies in a semi-ironic manner. Yep, she has a gas leak and there's a small explosion, so we do assume that she dies. This episode reminded me of a lot of Darkseid episodes where there's no point. 100%. Someone gets a strange ability or something strange happens to them, or they give their soul to the devil. They tamper in God's domain, suffer an ironic end, and that's 30 minutes over. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. What do you think? I think you're right. What did this person give it? Oh, 1 out of 10. And we've hit a bit of a lull in Tales from the Darkside. But the second season does have some really good episodes coming up. They're just losing the plot a little bit. The next one, Monsters in My Room, features Seth Green as a little kid, and it's what you think. It actually delivers on the promise of the title of the episode. Monsters in My Room. You see monsters in his room, and you see several monsters in his room. And it is on the scarier side, though I think they're going for more of a childhood dream adventure, things that would scare a child. And this season does end on some high notes with a new lease on life. Old Soft Shoe, one of my favorites, where a guy's in a motel seeing this girl. Another one of the most famous episodes, The Last Car. So, stay tuned for that. Maybe skip Effect and Cause, unless you want to see some riveting applesauce disappear. And if you really like applesauce, maybe that will terrify you. Check out our playlist for all episodes of Fear Itself, Monsters, Cowboy Bebop, and Tales from the Darkside in order.
Valentine, always together. Walk along the harbor, be my Valentine. Still my heart, don't keep on beating. You will know where I've been hiding. So be the one I need for a long time. Have an emotional stare of the wrong kind.